What's up, everybody? What's up? Gotta check that out. Before we get started, like, comment, and subscribe. So, what's up, beautiful people? Do you remember when I said that I had a story within the story about like how everything was going? You gotta hear this, cause I was like, wow, yeah, my eyes do the little pop out thing. So check this out. So, in the midst of me having this court case and, got these charges pending, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking a hot mess, just out here looking crazy, sitting here sad, just looking pitiful. But God was still working. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm a fast for it. So, this started back in 2021, March of 2021, actually. And so, I got charged. It was a use of force or whatever. My coworker got stabbed 17 times. You know that part. So, in that, I got a lawyer. Now, check this out now. Working for the state for a while and had like the benefits and stuff like that. So it's like if something was to happen or whatever, paying the insurance thing or whatever. So it's like, okay, if something happens, you got you a lawyer. Your insurance and stuff, you got you a lawyer. Tell me why, when it all came, bam, bam, bam. Tell me why I ain't had no, my insurance somehow got canceled or whatever, which I'm like, what? So I had to come out of pocket. Now, one thing about me, I've always been a hard worker and, was putting monies up and then I was always that one that always comes to work, very dependable, very reliable or whatever. So I had a lot of leave time and stuff in my hours and stuff. So, they end up having to pay that. So I'm like, oh dang. I was like, dang, Lord. So boom. Got good, even before, I got into a relationship with him, he was still working. Bam, get a lawyer. Okay. Lawyer was, telling me da 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 da, this, that, or whatever. We're gonna proceed like this. Bam, bam, bam. I'm like, okay. I'm cool. I feel better because now I got a lawyer. Before then, I didn't have no lawyer. So I'm like, thought I had a lawyer because of the insurance thing. Didn't have that. So I'm like, Lord, I ain't got no lawyer. Lord, I need me a lawyer. Get a lawyer. Things going okay. I was even working at this bar and restaurant, but it's actually really good. Y'all should check it out if you're ever in Georgia, Vidalia. It's called the Red Stag Tavern. Um, Even though it's a tavern, you're getting chef inspired food. I'm just letting you know the ahi, the mahi, the tiramisu. Just throwing it out there. Always got love for them. But anyway, so I'm sitting there. Months going by, got a lawyer, everything going smooth. Um, I end up going to court for something because my sister was graduating from college, and it was a possibility that maybe we're gonna try to do like a little cruise or something for her, something like that where you don't have to be out of the state and stuff. So I was just trying to, go through the right channels to see if I can get permission. Bam, go to court. Um, got that situated or whatever. Went to court to see about that, and then so I'm like, I'm all happy. Like, okay, then if we do have this, I got the necessary documentation and stuff to get in order. I'm good to go because it's something for my sister. It's family related. Next thing I know, boom, doom, doom, doo, 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 doo. Months go by. I mean, it's going by. Not hearing. I mean, My lawyer would let me know let me know what's going on, but really it was just like ain't nothing going on. But I'm still going like I still got this going on. So really and truthfully, like I would say jobs that I'll say would apply for, I really couldn't apply for nothing because I'm pending two, felony charges. Let me say that felony charges, aggravated assault and oath of an officer. Those were what my charges were. Let me say it were. And so I'm sitting there like, oh, okay, then well, you know what? Bam, okay, it's gonna be all right. Next thing I know, say got court coming up. Okay. So get notice saying like, hey, next month this time, bam, got court, make sure you're there this time, da 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 da, whatever. Cool. Now mind you, this is like about 6 months later, I'll say about 3 to 6 months. I haven't even been arraigned or anything yet. Now, mind you. So some months go by, I'm still, communicating with my lawyer, making sure, making a payment, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be up to date and know what everything that's going on and is there anything that I need to do. I'm just trying to be about my business and take care of my business. So tell me right before court, my lawyer passes away. Like legit. Mr. Frank, rest in peace, Mr. Frank. He actually passes away right before I go to court. And mind you, I got court coming up. And this is literally like, I'll say like a week before I have to go to court or something like that. Like they had the funeral form and everything. And the person who ended up taking over the law firm and I guess purchased the firm or whatever, how that goes or whatever. I chit-chatted with him or whatever, and just seeing like, hey, and they said like, hey, you have the choice to either see if he can help with your case or whatever, or you can find another lawyer. Me, I'm going like, well, dang, I done put this money in, and Mr. Frank done went on up to glory or whatever. Like, I still working at the little spot, so I got, mind you, my funds is not what it was when I was at the prison. Now, mind you, I was an OIC supervisor. I was over the tier unit, and I was doing overtime, and I was doing pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Hey, gotta go back to the basics, but was able to move back home. So family, good, good, good. I'm sitting here. Go to court, talk to him. He said, hey, yeah, I'll be your lawyer. Now I was like, okay, well, how much is this going to be or whatever? And he just said, you know what, I'm going to work with you and whatever, I'm going to charge you this right here. And, hey, so, and all honestly, where my new lawyer, he could have easily, broke my neck, just chopped my neck up, had me looking real sick. But again, that was God working behind the scenes for me, and he was able to work that out. Bam, I got another lawyer. Now mind you, he's not up to date of the case. He heard like through the grapevine of the case, about the case, but he didn't know too much about it. So here I go. He just said, hey, just go to the court. I will be there, and we'll bam, bam, bam. Cool. Go to court. Guess what? Judge called me up and said, hey, Miss Majette. I'm like, hey, sir, you know, understand that Mr. Frank was your lawyer and everything, and it's unfortunate he passed away, but we do know that you do got another lawyer. He came and da da da, did what he did, and he said, well, what, we gonna give you some time, just because the my lawyer literally passed away, and it wasn't like I was, like doing some finessing or nothing like that. Like my lawyer literally went on up to glory, and I, by the grace of God, was able to get another lawyer, and was able to get that situated. So now I'm at rest. I'm a little calmer, but still, on edge. But I'm cooler at this particular time. I'm cool because it's like, okay, didn't have a lawyer. Had a lawyer. Lawyer passed away. Now I got another lawyer. I'm like, okay. But guess what? I got a lawyer, and everything worked out on that, so I'm cool. Just do. Hey, whatever. A little less pressure. Next thing I know, one of my co-defendant reached out and said, "Hey, did you receive some paperwork from the U.S. Marshals?" Now, mind you, this is way prior, so I never got in. I was like, "Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't get no paperwork. I don't know what you're talking about." Next thing I know, I'll say another year and some change flying by. Just by this time I'm helping out my grandma. Helping take care of grandma. Cool, doing all of that. Now, every time it's like, oh, I get a notice say, "Hey, you got court." My lawyer told me, "Hey, da 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 da. Make sure you're here." Boop boop boop. I'm like, "Sure, hey, I'm not playing. I'm not playing with these folks. They say be here. Look, I haven't been in no type of trouble. I ain't trying to get no reason to, for me to get into trouble or whatever." Show up to court. Next thing I know, I go up there waiting or whatever, and they say, "Oh, hey, Ms. Majette, for your lawyer has another case going on, such and such. Um, yeah, you good. You just, when he comes, then, we gonna get this situated." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I'm sitting there going like, "Well, dang, I made a blank trip for nothing." But hey, I ain't complaining. I am not complaining, because hey, what was I really gonna complain about? All I did was get up out that bed, get myself together, and make this drive, which is about like an hour and a half to get there. Hey, got my got my little music on. I was chilling. All right, so fast forward. About a couple months later, it's like, okay, yeah, da 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 da. I'm like, okay, get the notice, going to court. I'm getting ready. I'm getting the notice, get the call like, "Hey, just Miss Majette, just letting you know, hey, you got court tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Be there now." I'm like, 10-4, I'm going to be there. Tell me why the day of, every time it was time for me to go, guess what? I'm getting a call while I'm driving. "Hi, Miss Majette. Yeah, your court date, got changed. Something happened. So, yeah, you don't have to come. Yeah, you don't have to come to court." Okay, I'm going like, well, all right then. So, boom. So, mind you, this has happened quite a few times. I have got my outfit together, what I'm gonna wear to court. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I'm going. But it's like literally, I'll get halfway there, a phone call, "Hey, Miss Majette, hey." I'm like, "Oh, all right then." Hey, I'm like, "Hey." During this time, this is, I'm in the process of, getting baptized and all of that in Jesus' name. So this is where, that faith is starting to build up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going like, hey, when they say, "Hey, God will hide you," or whatever, or He will move things around so it would look like nothing ain't coming at you like that or whatever, and so that it's only God that's working behind the scenes on a lot of things. So bam, moving forward. So I'm still going to court and talk to the people, and they actually say, "Okay, we saw the footage, blah blah blah." Looked at the footage and said, "Hey, bam 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 bam, okay, this is what it's going to be." I'm like, okay, court going to be this day. Now, mind you, this particular time, this is a notice that all of us have to be at court. So I'm like, okay, every single, bam, bam, every single person, y'all have to be at court. Everybody has to be at court. So next thing I know, I'm like, okay, well, I'm ready. Tell me why. Again, I get a call, and they say, hey, Miss Majette, yeah, Malone, because his name is Mr. Malone. No, well, his name is Mr. Hart. Mr. Hart's not gonna, he has another case or whatever, so you don't have to go. I'm going, I don't, look, listen to me. I'm like, I don't have to go. Are you sure? Because I don't want to get in trouble if I'm supposed to be there now. Now, I ain't saying I'm scary. No, 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 no. But this is talking about my freedom in my life. I ain't going to sit here and play with nobody or whatever. And those moments, stuff get real or whatever. Now, mind you, ain't on nothing strange or whatever, but you be sitting there really like in your thoughts going like, man, bruh, I'm just trying to do what I'm supposed to do. I ain't trying to mess nothing up. I'm trying, if the people say be at court, that's what I'm trying to be at. I ain't trying to, no sir. I ain't got no time for no foolishness. So I'm going like, I'm asking them, are y'all sure? Are y'all positive that I'm not supposed to be like, no, Miss Majette, you're good. You don't have to attend. I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, my mom happened to call me on her break, and she's like, "Oh, baby, you ain't went to court. What happened?" I said, "Nah, ma, I'm right. Before I was supposed to go, I literally get a call saying, oh no." Well, it was like more of a text message, and then it was a voicemail too. Like it was like they called like while I was getting ready in the shower and stuff like that. So I listened to the message, then I saw the text message, and then I called them, and then it was like, no, no. And I told my mom, she's like, well, baby, if hey, they say you ain't gotta go, you just stay humble and just do what you're supposed to do. Even though, you might not have to go when court comes, you still get ready like how you supposed to go or whatever. So all of this is still going on, mind you. Almost every single time it's time for me to go to court. For whatever reason, and I said at that particular, I'll say for whatever reason, but it was actually God working on my behalf, working things out. And so, bam, more time go by. And this is like, that's like 2002. Like I said, that was more like 2003. Like the beginning of 2000. Or somewhere in 2003. Fast forward again. It's some more time. Boop. So I'm getting some time. Get a call. Hey, got caught. Now, mind you, by this time, I want to say this is probably like the middle of 2003 now. By this time, everybody, except for, at this time, I want to say like almost all of my co-defendants got arraigned or whatever at court. So, next thing I know, mind you, fast forward, hey, Miss Majette, you got court, da-da-da-da-da. But Mr. Malone ain't gonna be there because he got enough, but somebody gonna step in or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. So, mind you, go to court. I think I'm going to court. Then they say, oh, well, Miss Majette, I finally go to court. And this is like the middle part of 2003. I'll say about the summer of 2003. Finally get arraigned. And then it was like another co-defendant. They said, oh, da-da-da-da-da. Well, this is just, pretty much why you get in charge or whatever. So it was like me and another co-defendant, I guess, finally. So I'm like, oh, okay then. And it was like, oh, this is just let you know, da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and whatever. Got that situated. Next thing is, oh, yeah, you good to go. You go, make sure, you ain't doing nothing strange, da-da-da-da. Cool. Fast forward. Now, mind you, this is like the beginning of 20. Now we're like at the beginning of 2024. 2024, I get a call. And or when I say a call, yeah, I finally get like a call from like the U.S. Marshals, right? And mind you, when I was with the prison, I was staying on like the installation there, there, and I moved back home. But my address and everything's on file. Now, mind you, I was working in the prison in 2021. I was working at a bar or whatever from like 21 to like the end of 22. So mind you, so I'm on address and everything on file. I'm just sitting here driving around, where I'm at, riding around like ain't nothing going on. I get a call, mind you, from the office at the U.S. Marshal. Say, hey, we're just trying to figure out where you at, cause we're trying to serve you some papers for the past couple years, but we could not find you. Excuse, I'm going like, what did you say? You can't find me? Yeah, we don't know where you're at. Now, please look at me and tell me where on earth that the people can't find you. And I'm talking about like the police. I'm talking about the U.S. Marshal. Like I know I done seen the movie The Fugitive. Now, if people won't find you, they gonna find you. They gonna find you if you can't find yourself. I'm gonna tell you that. They gonna find you. So I'm sitting here now. Mind you, y'all can't find me. But mind you, remember I said I went to court previously to get permission on like if my sister graduates for like a cruise. So literally I went to actual court to get that stuff done or whatever. I mean, I'm literally like, okay, I don't know what I'm like, you can't find me. And mind you, the address and everything that they had to say, yeah, we were just trying to see the address that we have on file for you is da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, that's the address. Getting mail from, look, it's my parents' address. That address been the same address forever. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for whatever reason, we could not find you. Nah. Keyword, they couldn't. Hi, look, check this out. The same address, my parents' address forever, and y'all couldn't find me. But the address you have for me is the correct address. So you cannot tell me that God wasn't working nothing out for you, girl, or whatever. Like he literally was hiding me in plain sight. And the funny thing, and it's not funny, but the thing about that is I was talking to my cousin or whatever. Shout out to my cousin. And my cousin, she works in cybersecurity. And when I told my cousin, the story, she was like, "What? What you mean?" She was like, she found me. Google will tell you what, you know what I'm saying? Google, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like, nah, cousin. Like you were, I'm like, I'm just telling you what the people told me. So, mind you, the paperwork that they, I guess, what they needed to serve me with, I finally get the paperwork or whatever, fill out whatever, da 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 da, and send that back. Talk to my lawyer about it. My lawyer thought it's like, he was like, well, yeah, that's her. It's like, is that her address? He's like, yeah, that's her. That's her address. He confused. I'm confused too. But it was the Lord working stuff out for me. You know what I'm saying? He will hide you in plain sight when people can't. People sitting there looking at you, and you covered by God. God will cover you